Okay, good.
ماشي، رح تكون زي الهومورك شيت.
بالضبط. مثل الهومورك شيت بس صغيرة، يعني مو كبيرة، كتير صغيرة.
اه.
اوكي، بس هيك عشان تتسلوا عليها. Okay. I'm gonna mute you now again, and I'm gonna start explaining the lesson or the third topic that we're going to discuss it together. Let me share the screen. Yeah. So this is the third topic that we will talk about together. It's we are still in the fractions, and we're going to talk about comparing and ordering fractions and mixed numbers. This is a very, very important topic. You will keep taking this in grade 6 and in grade 7 and in grade 8, and you see a lot of questions and exercises about that. So we need to understand it very well. We don't need to memorize the steps of it. If you understand it, it's going to be so easy for you in solving. So first of all, in comparing and ordering fractions and mixed numbers, in the first part, we're going to talk how can we compare and order fractions, just normal fractions. We're not going to mixed numbers now. So we will discuss the fractions thing first, then we will go to mixed number. We know when you want to say compare two things, you need to tell which one is bigger. And we use that comparison sign, if you remember it, the crocodile mouth. It's all the time opened to the bigger amount. So here, this crocodile is eating or wants to eat more, the 8/8 slices of pizza, more than only 5 pieces of the whole pizza. So look, it's opened to the larger amount. Here, if you look at these two jugs of water, here it has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of 6 parts, and here in this liquid has 5. So which one is more? Of course, 5/6 is more. So that means when you compare two fractions, we should have the same denominator. The number down is the denominator. The number up is the numerator. When you compare fractions, the denominators must be the same. Okay? So, what do we do if we need to compare two fractions? Now we have here two fractions, 5/8 and 4/6. If you look at the denominators, they have different denominators. So when we have different denominators, we can't compare the fractions. We can't say 5, the numerator 5 is bigger than 4, so 5/8 is bigger than 4/6. Of course not. This is totally wrong. You have first of all to make your denominators the same. And that is so easy. Making the denominators the same is just, look at 8 and 6. Sometimes you can figure it out mentally, directly. Sometimes no, you need to just use pencil and paper and write multiples for each denominator. So if you take number 8, the first denominator, list the multiples. Keep writing multiples. How many multiples do we need to write? As much as you want. دايما يعني start with writing the first 5 multiples of 8 here and the first 5 multiples of 6. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, and here 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. As you see, the first multiple in common is 24. So this is the least common multiple, which means you can multiply 8 by 3 to get 24. And you can multiply 6 by 6 times what is 24? 6 times 4, 24. So we got the common denominator. So that's what we are going to do. This is 5/8. Multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So we get a new fraction. It's equivalent, as we said yesterday. This is 15 over 24. And if you use 4 over 6, this is it, times 4 times 4. Why did we multiply by 4? Because we need the denominator to be 24. So 4 times 4, 16. 6 times 4, 24. So we have two fractions with a denominator of 24. There they are. 15 over 24, 16 over 24. The denominators are the same. So we look at the numerators. Which numerator is bigger? It's the 16. And the 16 over 24 related to which fraction? To the 4 over 6. So 4 over 6 bigger than 5 over 8. Okay, Lynn, what?
Teacher, when we write the answer,
Yeah.
do we write 5 and do we?
The original fractions?
Yes, or
The fractions that you
16
get.
over 24 and 16 over 24.
هلا it's bit, if you write this or this, both of them is totally correct. But sometimes in the end, they put you the two original fraction and you need to put the sign in the middle. Okay, and they will write for you this sentence here in the end, and there is an empty box in the end, so you should know that 4 over 6 is the same as 16 over 24.
Yes.
خلاص دائما keep in mind تعودوا إنه دائما to write your original fractions, but even if you don't write them, it's correct. Okay, if you show your steps طبعا. لازم الستبس تكون واضحة عشان the teacher or the person who's going to check, you should, يعني, it should be clear for me to know that the 15 over 24 comes from 5 over 8. 16 over 24 comes from 4 over 6. So the steps must be clear. Okay?
Thank you.
Welcome. طيب, who else? Manar, do you want to say something?
No, teacher.
Okay, please keep your eyes on the handing. If you don't have anything, lower your hand, mute yourself, and so on. طيب, Hamza.
Teacher, I came just now. What were you talking about?
We just started talking about comparing fractions. We are discussing together how to compare fractions, and we will talk about comparing mixed numbers and fractions together and ordering them. So it's okay, Hamza, just focus with us. We will talk, take more examples. Ali?
Hello, teacher.
Hi.
Actually, my name is Am, but my brother was taking a class. I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
That if we, if we want to compare two fractions,
okay,
like this question, if we multiply 6 multiply 8 and 8 multiply 6, the denominator will be the same, right?
It's right. It's right. And you will get the correct answer in the end. It doesn't matter what do you multiply by, but the point is to get the same denominator in the end.
Yeah, okay. Like, you mean to do anything to get the same denominator?
Yes. The point is to get the same denominator.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, it doesn't matter. هلا في some students زي عمر, he says if I multiply 8 by 6 and 5 by 6, 6 by 8 and 4 by 8, it's totally correct. I can't tell him that this is wrong. In the end, he will get 4 over 6 bigger than 5 over 8. Different numbers in the denominator, but both fractions have the same denominator. بس احنا, why do we go for the least common multiple? Because sometimes some students want small number. It's easier sometimes to deal with small numbers. So let's discuss together more example. Here we want to order. Okay, 2 over 3, 1 over 5, 3 over 10. If they don't tell you order from least to greatest, greatest to least, دايما go for least to greatest. So here they didn't mention, so it's ordering from least to greatest. So in the denominators, we have 3, 5, 10 different denominators. Some of you can find the common denominator mentally, or they can find a common denominator, a common multiple between the denominators that is different than the one that we will use here. But I'm going for the least one. Okay, so we list the multiples of 3, the multiples of 5, and the multiples of 10. So when you list all the multiples and keep writing on the multiples, the least multiple in common between them all is 30. And again, that step is not necessarily to be shown. If you can figure the answer mentally, that's okay. You can say that I know that 3 times 10, 30, and 10 times 3 here is also 30. And I know that 5 times 6 is 30. That's enough mentally, but you just need to show the steps of doing that. Like this is it. 2 over 3, you multiply by 10, so we get a new fraction, 20 over 30. 1 over 5, the second fraction, times 6, so it's 6 over 30, the second fraction. 3 over 10 times 3, it's 9 over 30, the third fraction. So see, we get 9 over 30, 6 over 30, 20 over 30. 3 fractions with 30 in the denominator. Now we can easily order them. The least one is the fraction with the least numerator, which is 6. We are comparing 20, 6, 9. 6 is the least. Type 6 is over 30 related to which original fraction? To 1 over 5. Here is that. Then 9 over 30 related to 3 over 10, which is the second fraction here, and 2/3 is the greatest fraction among them. Okay? Here we have another exercise. That exercise is to compare between 3 over 7 and 3 over 10. 7 and 10 are different denominators. We need to make them the same. You can multiply, or you can list the multiples, and you already know that 7 times 10 is 70, 7 times 10 is 70. So same as the numerators, 3 times 10, 30, 3 times 7 here, because we multiply this fraction by 7, we get 21 over 70, and we multiply this fraction by 10, so we get 30 over 70. So which of them is the greater? 30, bigger than 21, so 3 over 7, bigger than 3 over 10. Okay, this is another fraction about ordering. So many students are raising their hands. Salma?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher, I just wanted to ask you at the beginning of the class, but now not.
Okay. مشان هيك بحكي تذكروا إنه to raise your hand if you don't want anything. طيب معين الزعبي.
لا مش أنا بس بدي أعطيها بس ننزلها بس كنت بدي أجاوب بعدين خلاص.
أوكي. طيب it's okay معين. تيسير سوري كنت بدي أشوف إيش بدك وعملت lower hand. ارجع ارفع إيدك if you want anything. عمرو. Yes عمرو.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
If we couldn't find any common factor between the numbers, what should we do?
Factor or multiple?
Common factors.
هلا إحنا هون we don't care about the factors. ما بدي الفاكتورز. إحنا ما عم نحكي عن الفاكتورز. إحنا عم نحكي عن المultiples. And it's impossible. ما في مستحيل تلاقي two numbers that they don't have any common multiple. At least you can multiply each of them by the other one.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. طيب أوس Anything?
Teacher, I am only raising my hand because when you want to ask a question, I will be the first on
Okay,
it.
مشان هيك ارجعوا اعملوا lower hand if someone else answered the question. Selma, Sama, Sarah.
Teacher,
Yeah,
what if the fractions after we multiplied them were the same? We write equal sign?
of course. Yeah, they are equal.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
excellent. Great, excellent question, Sarah. So if you multiply the fractions and you get the same thing, that means the two fractions are equal. Leon, do you have anything to ask about?
Teacher, it's not a question, but I want to solve some questions.
Okay, هلا we'll check. طيب يلا لين, question number 6. I know it's solved here. Oh, before you solve, let me just discuss it fast. هلا, question number 6, we have 4 fractions that we are going to order. There is 3 over 4, 5 over 12, 1 over 3, and 3 over 8. So in the denominators, there is 4, 12, 3, 8. Different denominators. If we want to find the common multiple, someone asked me, what if we can't find the factor? إحنا in ordering, I don't care about the factors. I don't need the factors. We need the multiples. ما تخربطوا بين الفactors and the multiples. The factors هم the numbers that you multiply them together to get 8. The numbers that you multiply together to get 12. We don't care about that. We don't need that in our topic today. What we need today are the multiples. So we took the first denominator 4. This is the list of multiples of number 4. And the multiples of 12, 6, 12 times 2, sorry, this is wrong, by the way. The factors of 12 here are written wrongly. So the factors of 12 are actually 12 times 1 is 12, and 12 times 2 is 24. And the factors of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, the factors of 8, 8, 16, 24. So as you see, 24 is in common between them all. It's the first common multiple between them. So we need to make all the denominators 24. So the first fraction, 3 over 6. What do we multiply 4 by to get 24? We multiply it by 6. 3 times 6, 18. 4 times 6 is 24. Same for the second. We multiply it by 2. And this is by 8. And this is by 3. We get those fractions, all with denominators of 24. Then we list them from the smallest numerator to the greatest one.
Teacher, you said me.
I know, بس لأنه it was answered already, I discussed it. هلا بس ألاقي question with no answer. Like this one here. Lean, look. Here, we don't have 2 fractions. We have 2 mixed numbers. There is 4 whole with 5 over 8, 10 whole with 4 over 6. How do we compare mixed numbers, Lean?
We multiply 8 by 4 to make it simplest form, first of all, or no?
You mean to make it improper?
Yes, sorry.
No need. No need. Read
Okay.
what's written above. Read it. It says, if we have mixed numbers, if they are different, look at the whole numbers, the 2 whole numbers. What's the whole number here in the first one? 4.
They are different.
Different. What we do if they are different, just compare them. The mixed number with the larger whole number is going to be already the larger mixed number. So here,
I didn't understand.
it says, if we have 2 mixed numbers, we look at the whole numbers.
Yes.
Okay, only the whole numbers. If the whole numbers are different, here we have 4 and 10. Which whole number is bigger, Lean?
10.
خلاص, obviously 10 whole with 4 over 6 bigger than 4 whole and 5 over 8.
Yeah. And if they were
The same,
the same,
if they were the same, we're going to ignore the whole number and deal with the fraction exactly as we did now. Okay, like here. Thank you, Lean. Let me just discuss this with someone else. Mute yourself, please. Yalla, who can discuss this with me? Muhammad. I don't know, Muhammad what? Muhammad Mu'min?
No, Muhammad Mayman.
Mayman. Okay, Muhammad. Yalla. Muhammad, look here. It says when we have two mixed numbers, if the two whole numbers are the same, we're going to compare between the fractions to decide which mixed number is the greater. So here we have two mixed numbers, 6 and 4 over 7, 6 and 5 over 6. The whole numbers are the same. We have 6 here in the whole number and 6 there in the whole number. So how do we decide which fraction is bigger? What do you think?
We first make them into improper fraction and then we check it.
That's one way, but there is easier one, because when you make or when you change them to improper fraction, you will have big numbers in the numerator. Okay, look, the way, take the fraction, ignore the two sixes here. Ignore this 6 and ignore that 6. You just need 4 over 7 and 5 over 6, okay? How do we compare between 4 over 7 and 5 over 6? They have different denominators. This is 7.
So we have to get the denominators same. We
Excellent.
have to find multiples of 7 and 6. And then whatever, and then then the denominators will be same.
Yes, excellent. So we make the two denominators the same. Again, guys, totally ignore the whole numbers if they are the same. This 6 and this 6, ignore them. So it's like we just have 4 over 7 and 5 over 6. We need to make the denominators the same. The common multiple is 42. So we multiply 7 times 6 and 4 times 6. As you see, the 6, we don't do anything with it. I don't care about it now. And the other mixed number, this is the 6 again, ignored, down, and 5 over 6, we need to make it with the same denominator, 42, 5 times 7, and 6 times 7. So we get a new mixed numbers. The 6 again, down, this is 6. And 4 times 6, 24, 7 times 6, 42, and the other mixed number, 5 times 7, 35, and 6 times 7, 42. Now we can easily compare them. Muhammad, are you still with me? So Muhammad, can you tell me now which mixed number is the bigger?
6, 5 over 6.
Why?
Because the numerator is larger.
The numerator is larger. Yes, excellent, Muhammad. The two whole numbers are the same. The denominators are the same. The numerator 35 and bigger than 24. So 6, 5 over 6 is bigger. Excellent, Muhammad. Thank you. Mute yourself, please. طيب, يلا. This one. بدي أشوف someone who didn't answer at all. Aya.
Yes.
Yes, Aya. Here
Yes,
you
teacher.
have 3 mixed numbers, Aya. You have 1 whole and 1 over 4, 1 whole and 1 over 6, 2 whole and... Wait. Two whole and 1 over 8. So, Aya, what do we do to order these 3 mixed numbers?
At first, the whole numbers just one the 2 is bigger than the ones.
Yes. So,
It's the bigger one.
yes, 2 and 1/8 is the bigger whole number. خلاص. So that one is done. عرفنا إنه this one is the biggest mixed number. طب the other two mixed numbers, Aya.
The 1 and 1/4 and the 1/6.
Yeah.
At first, we will make the denominators the same.
Same, yes.
4 and 6, like 12. Can we make it 12?
Mm-hmm.
And it will be 1 and 3/12. And
So you multiply the first one by 3.
3.
Yes, so you get, this is it.
1.
Here in this slideshow, they used different one. They used 24.
Okay.
It's okay. Continue. You say it this way. Yes.
And then we multiply the 6 by the 2 and the 1 by the 2. It will be 1 and 2/6.
Yes. 2/12. Yes.
And it will be the bigger from least to greatest. 1 and 1/6. Then 1 and 1/4. Then 2 and 1/8.
Yes. Excellent, Aya. Thank you very much. So here, see, Aya used 12 as a common denominator, but in the presentation, there is 24 as a common denominator. That doesn't matter. In the end, you will, if you do the steps correctly, and if you do the multiplication correctly, you will get the correct ordering in the end. So 2 whole and 1/8, we didn't do any calculation. It's the greater whole number, so this is the greater mixed number. And the other two, when you make the denominators the same, you will get 1/6 smaller than 1/4. So this is the ordering of the list of mixed numbers. Okay? So it's so easy. That's everything for today. But if you have answers, keep your hand raised and lower your hands if you have nothing عشان أشوف if you need anything to say. Marine, again, do you want to say anything?
Yes.
Yes, Marine.
Miss, did you see the mixed fractions?
Yeah.
Miss, if the fractions are the wholes are equal.
Okay.
And the denominators don't have anything in common. Okay. Do we multiply them by one fraction we multiply it by the other denominator?
Yeah. Yes.
And the other with the
multiply them both by
the
each
same thing
other.
with the other one.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
But with the denominator, not
yes. If you can't, if you don't find the common multiples, if you keep writing on, you just multiply them by each other. The first one by the second by the first. Okay? Okay. طيب, Taysir.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Teacher, can you put screen share and go back to the question?
Which question?
The question which had the wholes the same, but the denominators that are not the same.
This one?
No, the one before it.
This?
Yes.
Okay.
But I've seen that the denominator is 7 on one fraction, and the other one it's 6.
Okay.
So 7 wholes times 6. 7 times 6, that's 42. 6 times 6, that's 36.
طب احنا we didn't multiply 6 times 6, we multiplied 6 times 7.
Yes, but I'm trying to tell you that how do I explain it?
Say it.
6 times 4, we have 4, and we have 4 out of 7 and 5 out over 6.
Yeah.
Then the denominator on one is 7 and the other one is 6.
That's why we want to make them the same.
No, the denominator on 7 is supposed to be bigger because the 7 times 6, it's more.
هلا, look, Taysir, ignore the whole numbers. You have 4 over 7, 5 over 6, different denominators. So we need to find the common multiples. We found it, it's 42. How do you make 7 42? Times 6 times 6 for the numerator again. Type the other fraction. How do you make 6 42 times 7 times 7? So 4 times 6, 24. 5 times 7, 35. The denominators are 42 now.
But that's not my question. The way I'm trying to tell you is that the denominator is 7. So 4 was 7 6 times, but 5 was 6 times. So that means that 4 out of 7 and 6 wholes is bigger.
No, لأنه look 7 times أنت you don't هلا انسى الهول numbers. انسى totally. لما أنت تحكي 7 this 7 pieces أنت تخيل إنه you have two cakes نفس السايز. one cake مقسمة ل 7 pieces وthe other cake مقسمة ل 6 pieces. هلا is the size of the 7 pieces كل piece من ال7 مثل السايز لكل piece من ال6؟ No, they're not. هلا ال 6 pieces كل وحدة رح تكون أكبر من الكيكة اللي مقسمة ل 7 pieces. Okay, فما تقدر تعمل comparison between the two cakes لأنه هاي إشي وهاي totally different things. Okay. طيب we'll discuss that later on if you come to school بنحكي عنها أكتر. خليني أشوف إذا في حدا else عنده. سما بسرعة في عندك شيء بدك تحكيه؟
بس لا بس كل ولا شيء بس.
طيب أميرة.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
This class is recorded.
Yes.
Like we can see it on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Salma.
Teacher,
yes.
when you will like upload it to YouTube?
I think today. رح أسأل. I will ask them.
Teacher.
To check on them.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Welcome. Yes, Salma.
Teacher, can you let me answer the next time?
خلاص, promise. Next time, إن شاء الله ما أنسى. You will answer.
Okay.
Okay. طيب, thank you guys so much for attending. Again, if you feel that you have a problem with it, next time we will discuss it together. Okay? Dan, before me going, what do you want to say? The others you can go if you have nothing to say. Yes, Dan.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.
نسمع أحلاكي من ضمن النظارة.
مس ايش
ايش يا دان؟
ايش راح تسمي الدرس اللي راح تنزليه؟
احنا بنسميهم تمكين. تمكين نمبر 1، تمكين نمبر 2، تمكين نمبر 3 او حسب الديت. اوكي؟ لانه مو انا اللي راح انزلهم، انا ببعثهم للسكول ادمنستريشنز وهم بينزلوهم. اوكي؟ يلا thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.